Hello pets, Zita here and welcome to another entry in my 2020 Advent calendar. Now, this one's going to get real. This one is going to get very real, so if you're not here for that, then I apologize. Feel free to skip this day and move on to another one. I'll understand entirely. But this is a request I received from somebody whose ticket came up, and I actually feel it's important to discuss and to be aware of. So, of course, I said yes. And this one may be a little longer than the others. Well, inevitably, I think, for me to give the subject the weight it needs. It will be longer. And again, if that's not what you're here for, I apologize for that. This time of year isn't wonderful for everybody. And after the year we've had, it may be even harder. I'm talking about people who live alone, or people who have memories of having lost someone in the past at this time of year, or people who have lost someone this year, and even people who, for whatever reason, are experiencing depression and dark thoughts. I have some experience with this. At this point, I'm not entirely sure how long it's been, but I have been taking antidepressant medication for quite some time. I have utilized CBT and talking therapy, and right at the start of this year, I finished a 2-year stint with a counsellor. So I do have a little experience of what I'm talking about here, which is why I said it's going to get real. For those of you who are in a dark place, for those of you who don't know where to turn, I'm with you. I know it's hard. Believe me, I know, but something you need to remember, and I urge you to do your best to remember this. Every morning you wake up is another marker of a day you have conquered and made it through. And it may not be a productive day that you had. It may not be a day in which you went out and bitch slapped the world. You may not have had a fantastic time at work, and you may have had difficulty with family or friends. You may have, you may be having a hard time at home. But if you go to bed and you wake up the next day, that day you woke up from, that night you woke up from, is another one you have survived. And that is something to be so proud of. Because every time you do it, you're showing yourself and the rest of the world that you are fighting, that you want to live, and that you are worthy of it. And that should be celebrated. For those of you who are close to somebody experiencing dark thoughts and feelings and bouts of depression and low mood, it's going to be hard for you too. And it may well be that you don't know how to help this person that you care for so deeply. I am with you. Again, I have some experience of this too, and I know it's not easy. You may well also be in the position of experiencing the same or at least similar feelings and emotions as this person you're trying to help. And that can make it even harder. But all you can do is what you can do. And it's important to remember that helping somebody to your own detriment doesn't actually help them, and it hinders you. Sometimes there's nothing you can do at all, and you have to turn to external sources for the help that you need. Now, I am UK based, so a lot of the resources I have found, I don't know enough about them if they're outside of the country. So what I did in preparation for this audio was ask on Twitter for people to send me resources that they know of to help people in these situations, and I'm very grateful for the people who have done so. I'm going to couple that information with some of the information I've collected and put it in the description for this piece. And if there are more resources as time goes on, I will come back and add them in. Okay? Because I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counsellor. I am not qualified, unfortunately, to help you in the way that some of you may need. But I am a human being, just like you. And it's not difficult for me to treat people the way I want to be treated. And it's also not difficult for me to reach out and say, hey, you, even though you're a stranger, even though I don't know you, I don't have to know you to wish you well and to tell you that the dark thoughts and feelings don't last forever. I don't have to know you personally to tell you that you are stronger than you think you are. You have more power in you and capability to handle whatever is thrown at you than you realize. And on those days that you don't, that's okay too. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to need and expect support. And for those of you who are in such a dark place that you can't see the light at all, don't give up. Please. Remember, there is so much to live for. There is so much out there to experience. Before you take any kind of drastic action, stop. Take as many deep breaths as you need to settle your thoughts and reach out. Whether it's via, I don't know, a text message, a phone call, an email, one of the resources I'm going to list in the bottom of this description, whether you turn to a family member or a complete stranger on one of these resources. Don't face it alone. excuse me. I feel like there's a lot more I want to say, and I also feel that I don't quite know how to articulate it the way I want to. But that is the core of the message. And more importantly, are the links and numbers that I'm going to put in this description. If you take nothing from this audio, but for one thing, take the resources that I'm listing below. And know that if you need to use them, that's okay. That is what they're there for. And it doesn't make you any less than anybody else if you need help. We're all human. We all need help sometimes. Be well, be safe, be healthy, pets. I love you, and you're not alone.